What's up, YouTube? Back again, at it again. Marriage should be done away with. No doubt. No doubt. It should be done away with.
It's groundedness.
Structure.
Yes, it's structure. And feminine, they're the lines. Okay, let's make it simple this way. They are the lines. Femininity is the flow. It's the color inside of the lines. We are nurturing, we are cooing, we are loving, we are all things flow, just like the ocean. You know, everybody loves the sunset on the ocean when it's beautiful, but that baby is also wrath, which comes back to your point of a masculine man needs to know when to come into his feminine to pull his girl out of the fit that she may be in. And a lot of the times what masculine men do, or not really masculine men, what men do, period, is if a woman gets into a tiff, because we have to remember masculinity keeps track. Y'all keep track. Oh, I've showed up every day. I told her I loved her yesterday, today, this morning. You think you're doing a good job. But that one time you didn't say I love you on the phone, we're over here like, damn, does he love me? Like, and that's just a natural thing, by the way. People could say, well, she's insecure. You can say whatever you want to say. Why does a baby cry? Why does a dog howl? Please stop talking. Why does the sun come up in the west and go down in the east, or come up in the east and go down in the west? It's just the way that it is, and we get to emotionally regulate that.
Now, Sarah, I understand, Sarah, what you're saying. Women aren't babies, though. Women aren't dogs. The two examples you used, well, you used three. Like the sun, hey, man, that's God work. I don't know what you're talking about. But baby and the dog, both of those two things don't have rights. You're an adult. So it's a reason why you're just allowed to do whatever you want to do, and you got to face the consequences. That didn't make no sense to me. You can't just go ahead and say, hey, yo, why do a baby cry? Why do a dog bark? Women get upset. Yeah, you get upset. That don't mean it's justified or we shouldn't check it. You're supposed to understand what you're doing as an adult, unless we're going to change that rule. Am I crazy? I think are you asking us to pretend you're not adults now? That's all I'm asking.
But oftentimes, what do men do? Men say, well, why are you so upset? What did I do wrong? Don't you see that I did? Now you're trying to run off the track record, not realizing that femininity lives in the now. How do I feel right now? And if you can't come to say, oh, damn, baby, you know, you're right. I meant to say that I love you. I don't even, then she can come out of the fit and get away from the wrath and come back into flow of,
that's passive aggressive.
No, it's not what it is. It's femininity.
That did sound passive aggressive. He says things that I don't agree with. But if you're a person that said that I missed this one time saying I love you because I had a bad day, so now you about to make havoc of everything's happening in the house, that sounds crazy. So tell you the truth, he's still not correct. That's just a crazy person. You just told me to be all right with a grown woman baby.
Your ass. Stop telling Steph, Grandma. Stop filming me.
Running around. Are you saying we shouldn't treat grown women like adults? Because I need that answered.
Always testing to see, am I safe?
You're not doing it on purpose. It's not like a. How is it passive aggressive?
It's innate.
No. What I mean to say is, if there's an opportunity, first of all, if I got a track record with my lady, if you will, with this lady who I've been constantly showing up for in all these myriad of ways, and then one day her femininity spikes to the point where not I love you throws off her.
I mean, that's extreme, but you know what I'm
but
saying.
don't give me extreme.
Women
not
like
expect
that.
her
But that's
extreme.
how women are.
That.
That's how we are.
You smack her butt every time.
That is true. If you use extreme, he uses extreme back. That's actually perfectly fine. I can do that.
You walk by her like this. I seen on social media, but the one time you don't, she like, oh,
what happened?
Lord.
Well, because we're looking at patterns. Why are we looking at patterns? Because we're checking for safety. We are always testing, am I safe here? That's just the reality of how the woman is.
I mean, even that mindset itself is flawed. Like I can't.
Be honest, she might be right. Women might be looking for patterns, but I guess this is from life and from what I found out. I don't know if they look for patterns. They look for uncomfortability. That's what they look for. She said pattern. I don't think they look for patterns. They could possibly pick up a pattern, but anything that makes the lady uncomfortable, she is now finna do this thing she's talking about. So that's uncomfortability.
What's up, Shiesty Ashton?
I don't know if that's pattern recognition. She might have just said something to make it sound way better, but it's not that. Or I could be wrong.
I cannot co-sign the perpetuation of an insecurity.
No, that's
especially
not
when 2 episodes ago people were calling us to be accountable. So if we're going to be accountable, be like, you know what?
Okay.
Me and my femininity, me and my overregulated femininity, right? Let this like or either whatever causes you to take the history of peace that I've given you from whatever time, right? Obviously, if I'm your man at this point, we've got at least 7, 8, 9 seasons of qualifications that made me a person that you could lead with. And because one spike or decrease in femininity makes you all of a sudden question your security, then maybe you didn't feel safe here.
No, that's
you
not
you have your own work to do. But what I'm supposed to do as a man is be like, you know what, babe? I understand.
This is exactly why men and women fight, because you're going to logic and she naturally goes to emotion. What you're saying makes sense, okay?
Of course it does.
Everything that you're saying makes sense
you.
logically, but emotionally, it doesn't make sense. And even a regulated woman, because it is natural. Why does a dog bark? I don't know. Why does a woman feel the way that she feels? I don't know.
No, we can't just keep using that. Like, Sarah, y'all understand, this is what I keep hearing. You're saying that they're unstable. Yeah. And the logic person is supposed to be able to regulate you being unstable. Guess what that means? I need 100% full control of the situation, which means what? My lady does not have these rights that you're talking about. Yeah, we finna go that route. I need you to tell me which one we talking about right now. Because as soon as you start saying that these things about women, you can't have these rights that you're talking about, because the person who is logical is the one who's going to keep us safe, is the one who's going to keep us thriving. You going crazy is actually a problem, and he needs full control, which means no rights for you, which is the reason why babies don't have rights, which is the reason why your pet don't have rights. I'm not talking about human rights. I'm talking about civil rights. They don't have those. I'm going to always go this route whenever we do this thing where you're comparing babies and women.
Problem. I understand the spike, and I understand that at some point she will get back to center and realize that she was safe. But what is my role other than offering a safe space for her to regulate her own feelings? I'm not going to come in here and pander to you on that day and be like, oh man, my girl. I'm more inclined.
Why can't you just love your person for who they and how they are?
No, because it takes a lot less energy and it causes a lot less confusion if you process your own emotion as you give it out or shortly thereafter.
Yes.
Instead of me having to pacify that because you're in your mood.
Logic says
that's not emotional maturity.
Logic says yes, I agree with you, but
that was true. It's not emotional maturity. He is correct about that.
Literally, like what you're saying is what all men do. All men do the don't you see the this, don't you see the that, don't you see the this? Okay, not generalization.
I don't do that. I don't do that.
Most men. I've done the this, I've done the this, I've done the that. Don't you see? This is the track record. But when men start to understand that women live in the now, you will annihilate.
You know what it is?
I think
you know what I think it is? I think
no. As a man, if I acknowledge you live in the now and I argue with you about you being in the now, because, you know, we're in an argument, and I argue with you about being in the now, and I let you know that you're about to try to make a decision about what's happening now and ignoring all these other things right here. So I'm about to explain to you. See, I'm going to be the one to try to pull you into the logic so you understand what you're saying is not smart. And the other thing is, if you are already in emotional chaos, go to the room, go do something else so you can bring your emotions down, and then I'm going to logically speak to you. Because guess what, Sarah? Right now, if you can grasp logic, that means those other heifers can grasp logic, which means all I need you to do is get your emotions back down, regulated, and then I'm going to speak logic to you, because it's going to happen no matter what. I'm never going to work off of your chaos. I'm never going to work around chaos. Chaos brings chaos or something else. I might have said that wrong.
Oh, do you come over as a woman and give some of this?
We should block each other. We should block each other because there's so many unprepared, unqualified people looking for long-term, serious relationships but don't have the maturity to
Mike. I'm with Mike. Let me explain to you why. When you say women live in the now, it's almost like saying, "What have you done for me lately?"
No, that's definitely what it is. That's completely what that was. What have you done for me lately? That's exactly what that was.
No,
it's not that.
That's exactly what it was.
I don't know. Year 3, season 2. Babe didn't text me, I love you back. I don't know if I'm safe.
So let me tell you. Wait. I have to say
you
one
know
thing.
what?
I promise. No, this is what
let
you do.
Let me go smoke
Mike,
a joint.
This is what you do.
And not too much on my man.
Let me tell you what the woman has to do in this space. If she feels because.
What's up, Lord ADS? How you doing, sir?
because she's emotionally dysregulated based off of an action that happens because she's in the now. It's really fine to say, baby, I'm feeling a little insecure because you didn't slap my booty. Like, what's up?
So that's what I was saying.
That now that's her opportunity. Now you have the opportunity to meet her where she's at to pull her out of it. You know what happens? No, turn around right now. Let me slurp that. Whatever that is. And
So
now
here
you fix
is
the
the
problem.
actual problem. Everybody be quiet just for
Got you.
10 seconds.
Got you.
Okay? There's certain situations on stop.
Go ahead, man.
You have to stop me and say, let me speak for you, right? So I'm going to speak for you right now, Mike. What is actually going on? What she's actually saying is there's a biological thing that happens with men and women, but women are a little bit more dysregulated. The amygdala actually is a part of your brain, and there's a prefrontal cortex part of your brain. Your amygdala actually shuts off your prefrontal cortex, so you no longer are logical.
Yes.
So women in particular are no longer logical for a certain amount of time. So when you turn around and start hitting her with logic, her prefrontal cortex.
What's up, No Chaser? Welcome in, buddy. How y'all doing today? Welcome to the show. Yeah, y'all know what the topic is. This chick is going crazy.
I'm not hitting her with shit.
Like that.
I'm hitting the basement. I'm hitting the blunt. She can hit me with
Well, yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. I understand what he's just said. That your logic is now turned off, which I thought everybody knew that. I thought everybody knew once most people like get heated or get emotional, logic is off. And once it's off, you need your time to regulate back down so that bitch turn back on. And guess what? Then I'm gonna hit you with logic. Because once again, you do not negotiate with terrorists, because that's what an emotional person is, a terrorist. They want what they want, and you don't give them what they want. You let them go back, because sooner or later, their emotions gonna come down. No matter what, it's gonna come down, or they'll delete themselves or get deleted. It's one of the other ones. Don't do any of those things. One way or the other. It's gonna come back down, and then I'm gonna talk to you logically. That's the only thing I can say, because I'm not gonna just do what you want.
She get her shit together.
I don't get like that.
Hey, let me ask you, get her shit together.
Why men are perceived as not
baby, are
involving.
you okay? You want to go to sex?
Let me ask you let me talk to you, because he don't want to. Isn't this an example of men not evolving? What he's saying, yes or no?
It's not.
Because that's a problem.
It's holding yourself accountable.
You just said men are required to be the full circle.
There's these things in your brain that a woman is aware of, and this shuts off. Aren't you?
It's a biological thing.
You just admitted that you're aware of it.
But you saying that all.
How about you say maybe
I'm aware of it, not her.
Most women are not. Let's be clear. Like most women can't even.
For her.
All right, Sarah got it.
Most women can't even articulate when they get asked the quintessential question, what do you bring to the table? Most women can't articulate because they're
That's true, because she can't even articulate it. When the other guy tried to ask her about it, she said, I don't even like that question.
trying to articulate emotion. And most women haven't taken the time to do inventory of self to even understand. Most people shouldn't even be in relationships, to be honest, because most people are not emotionally regulated enough. Now, look, it is what it is. You could get as mad about it as you want, but I promise you, men, this is my camera. Can I look right here?
Yeah.
Men, if you want to avoid problems with your girl, meet her where she's at. Sometimes she'll be emotional, but instead of heightening the emotion by getting upset about the fact that she's upset, just feel her where she's at and pull her out of it. Mike, you can say whatever you want to say. It's biological. It's innate. It's natural.
Big screen. When she said at the end, that's correct. If I meet you where you're at, but that don't mean do what she says. Okay, you're emotional. Yeah. So I'm not going to try to just explain or beat you with logic. Not going to do that. But guess what I am going to do? I am going to allow you to go worry about your fifis or whatever the kids call it these days. And then when you come back, then I'm going to beat you with logic. That's what's going to happen. It's not going to go the way you wanted to go, sweetheart. I was hearing her say she was trying to make me like I was being, you want me to be an enabler.
Be a simp, honey.
You want me to be an enabler for a person who's having trouble regulating. But that,
Man, can you imagine? These are a lot of marriages. These are probably 95, 98, 99% of all marriages. What did I just say, 100? Because think about it. All women are emotionally invested at a high rate. So if you can just imagine these women on here saying, oh, how, when she's, she gets emotional, you try to speak logic to her, logic doesn't make sense. That means when she gets emotional, she's dangerous, right? She's very without reason. So there's no reasoning. And that is a direct conflict with men, right? Because we're logical, we lean on reasoning. So if we're trying to reason and she's emotional because she doesn't see there's no point in reasoning, there is no way that we can help her regulate or even start to regulate her emotions. All you can do is walk out that house or go lock yourself in a room somewhere and get away from her. That's all you can do.
That's the thing with most men saying that women do that and a lot of guys do that. Most guys do that. So now there's a bunch of emotional niggas running around just yelling at each other. But what I'm going to do, me, myself, is this. Once you get emotional, I'm going to acknowledge we can't have a conversation, but I'm not going to do this thing you want because you already said, why do a baby cry? When a baby cries, guess what I do? I give them the thing that they need, not what they want. What they need. I'm going to give you what you need. If I didn't say I love you one time and now you're about to flip everything out, guess what? Me giving you a I love you is not what you need right now. You know what you need? You need time. Probably need some space. So you'll realize that, you know what? He didn't do his thing one time. So I'm gonna back off. And then we come back, I'll be like this. Let's speak the logic now, because I guess you're regulated. But that's all I heard. You technically, I read this from a comment. You want me to enable childlike behavior. That's the only reason I use the child as your example. In a dog, but I get in trouble if I say, oh, so you're like an animal now, like a dog. I get in trouble for that, but you can use that example. That was wild. I told you, man, sometimes Sarah is correct. Sometimes she's correct. And sometimes she's like really wrong. But I still think she's still a great person to have conversations with. And that other lady says she was single. Why is she there then? So y'all let single people talk? I guess.
This is a hard, tall order. Regulating someone's emotions is a tall order. So what the point is, if you marry, you have to be able to help or deal with this. You're signing up to deal with that. I mean, I don't know if it's possible. I guess that's the happy wife, happy life sentiment. Meaning either you guys are going to end or it's going to be happy wife, happy life. There's no in between. And especially in this country where the laws and the structures of the laws protect women at a very high level, right? Plus her support group will always preach self-love to her. So think about it, right? If she's being taught self-love and she loves herself more, who's an emotional creature, a highly emotional creature, then she is at the brinks of destruction. There's no way to quantify that, right? There's no way to quantify that going into a marriage. There's no way you can put all that together and say, oh, okay, let me, find a woman that is not like that, right? Who's not emotionally dependent. The only way you can get a great marriage to make sure and have some kind of guarantees is to find a woman who's not emotionally dependent, which is, I don't think that exists. I believe all women are emotionally dependent. And a woman is loyal to her emotions, not the man, not the marriage. Her emotion and her feeling is what she leans on. So if those emotions are rattled and you're at the center of the storm, you are now then in direct conflict with those emotions, even if it's not your fault.
I completely disagree. But hold up. You just hit this video. Need to hit the like button and subscribe, hit the notification bell. In the comment section, give me a thumbs up or a heart. Just let me know that is real. But let's waste no more time. Let's roll the clip. Oh, you ain't know what that was. Oh, that dude, right?
Meaning, like, when we think about what is our definition of what masculinity is it fair for us? Not to get guide or influence, but is it fair for us to define what that looks like for another person?
No, because everything is different. It's all subjective too. And what that does to that child is also, you never know how raising a child, whether you're there every day and you're super hands-on, or whether you're more the helicopter parent, or whether you're more a little avoidant from your children. All of those things, each child has their experience, creates their own stories based on their perceptions and vantage points and what they see to become who they are. Now, that being said, I want to go back to what you said, Mike, because manhood and masculinity are very different. Masculinity and femininity have very specific traits. Masculinity is decisiveness, it's clarity, it's aggression, it's leadership, it's groundedness.
Structure.
Yes, it's structure. And feminine, they're the lines. Okay, let's make it simple this way. They are the lines. Femininity is the flow. It's the color inside of the lines. We are nurturing, we are cooing, we are loving, we are all things flow, just like the ocean. You know, everybody loves the sunset on the ocean when it's beautiful, but that baby is also wrath, which comes back to your point of a masculine man needs to know when to come into his feminine to pull his girl out of the fit that she may be in.
But there's a thin line between love and hate. So if there's a thin line between love and hate, then how can you regulate? How can a man regulate his woman's emotions? How can he pull her out of emotions? Because we're logical, right? So the only way we're going to try to pull her out of logical is try to fix it. If she's mad about because she's gained weight and she's crying and she's throwing things around the house because her weight ain't where she wants to be, but what I'm going to come do is say, hey, if I tell her, baby, we got to get to the gym, that is going to make it worse because she's not thinking logically. She's thinking emotionally. So if I give her a logical reason to try to solve her problem, she's going to look at me like I'm fucking crazy.
And a lot of the times what masculine men do, or not really masculine men, what men do, period, is if a woman gets into a tiff, because we have to remember, masculinity keeps track.
What up, OG Dirty?
Yeah. Y'all keep track. Oh, I've showed up every day. I told her I loved her yesterday, today, this morning. You think you're doing a good job. But that one time you didn't say, I love you on the phone, we're over here like, damn, does he love me? Like, and that's just a natural thing, by the way. People could say, well, she's insecure. You can say whatever you want to say. Why does a baby cry? Why does a dog howl? Please stop talking. Why does the sun come up in the west and go down in the east, or come up in the east and go down in the west? It's just the way that it is, and we get to emotionally regulate that.
Now, Sarah, I understand, Sarah, what you're saying. Women aren't babies, though. Women aren't dogs. The two examples you used, well, you used three. Like the son, hey, man, that's God work. I don't know what you're talking about. But baby and the dog, both of those two things don't have rights. You're an adult. So it's a reason why you're just allowed to do whatever you want to do, and you got to face the consequences. That didn't make no sense to me. You can't just go ahead and say, hey, yo, why do a baby cry? Why do a dog bark? Women get upset. Yeah, you get upset. That don't mean it's justified or we shouldn't check it. You're supposed to understand what you're doing as an adult, unless we're going to change that rule. Am I crazy? I think are you asking us to pretend you're not adults now? That's all I'm asking.
But oftentimes, what do men do? Men say, well, why are you so upset? What did I do wrong? Don't you see that I did? Now you're trying to run off the track record, not realizing that femininity lives in the now. How do I feel right now? And if you can't come to say, oh, damn, baby, you know, you're right. I meant to say that I love you. I don't even, then she can come out of the fit and get away from the wrath and come back into flow of,
that's passive aggressive.
No, it's not what it is. It's femininity.
That did sound passive aggressive. He says things that I don't agree with, but.
Listen, when your woman is upset like that and it's very emotional, it is very important to try and avoid the conflict at that time. I guess the best thing would be to walk away for a little while, to try to go somewhere and so you guys can cool off, so she can cool off, calm down, and come out of her emotions. She has to do it herself, though. She has to reconcile that to herself. Ain't no man going to be able to make her emotions stop. Ain't no man can regulate a woman's emotions once they are, going out and tearing stuff up. We can try to do it. We can say, hey, because we're logical. We're gonna be like, hey, maybe we should do this or that. Most times, that's like adding fuel to the fire. Because emotional and logical do not go together. They're not the same. Right? When emotions kick in, all logic is out the window. This is why I don't agree with when people say, well, why did he go and shoot up them dudes over there? Because they shot his brother and his emotions took over. Did he not think logically, oh, I don't want to go to jail, or my life is, what can happen? No, once emotions take over, you want retribution right then and right there.
If you're a person that said that I missed this one time saying I love you because I had a bad day, so now you're about to make havoc of everything's happening in the house, that sounds crazy. So tell you the truth, he's still not correct. That's just a crazy person. You just told me to be all right with a grown woman baby.
Your ass. I'm trying to step grandma. Stop filming me.
Running around. Are you saying we shouldn't treat grown women like adults? Because I need that answered.
Always testing to see, am I safe?
You're not doing it on purpose. It's not like a It's innate.
No. What I mean to say is, if there's an opportunity, first of all, if I got a track record with my lady,
yes,
if you will,
yes,
with this lady who I've been constantly showing up for in all these myriad of ways, and then one day her femininity spikes to the point where not I love you throws off her.
I mean, that's extreme, but you know what I'm
but
saying.
Don't give me extreme.
Women
not
like
expect
that.
the
But that's
extreme.
how women
like
are.
that.
That's how we are.
You smack her butt every time.
That is true. If you use extreme, he uses extreme back. That's actually perfectly fine. I can do that.
You walk by her like this. I seen on social media, but the one time you don't, she like, oh,
what happened?
Lord.
Well,
So
because we're looking at patterns. Why are we looking at patterns? Because we're checking for safety. We are always testing, am I safe here? That's just the reality of how the woman is.
Even that mindset itself is flawed. Like I can't.
I'll be honest. She might be right. Women might be looking for patterns, but I guess this is from life and from what I found out. I don't know if they look for patterns. They look for uncomfortability. That's what they look for. She said patterns. I don't think they look for patterns. They could possibly pick up a pattern, but anything that makes the lady uncomfortable, she is now finna do this thing she's talking about. So that's uncomfortability. I don't know if that's pattern recognition. She might have just said something to make it sound way better, but it's not that. Or I could be wrong.
I cannot co-sign the perpetuation of an insecurity.
No, that's not an
especially when 2 episodes ago people were calling us to be accountable. So if we're going to be accountable, be like, you know what?
Okay.
Me and my femininity, me and my overregulated femininity, right? Letting this like or either whatever causes you to take the history of peace that I've given you from whatever time, right? Obviously, if I'm your man at this point, we've got at least 7, 8, 9 seasons of qualifications that made me a person that you could lead with. And because one spike or decrease in femininity makes you all of a sudden question your security, then maybe you didn't feel safe here.
No, that's not the truth.
You have your own.
Well, I agree with him, but this is the part that I think we're missing here. So, if I'm emotionally distraught and I haul off and sock you, are you gonna say, why did you do that? What's wrong with your emotions? So, you still do have to be held accountable if your acts are egregious and disrespectful. I don't care how emotional a woman is. That still does not acquit her of being disrespectful. If she's disrespectful, right? She needs to be held accountable or hold herself accountable. And we need to have the conversation. But this is why I'm against marriage. Because what man can take this unless in your happy wife, happy life built? And I do believe that most dudes who are married over past 5 years is happy wife, happy life. I ain't got no marriage because the way women are built, and that because they invest so much in their emotions, that they have no problem with leaving someone because they will put their emotions before their marriage or family. So for it to work, the husband has to be acquiescent. There's no, from my opinion, there's no way to be married and these things aren't happening, right? You have to acquiesce. You have to cater for it to last. And it's not that I ain't gonna say that's a totally bad thing. If you truly want longevity, if you truly want, to this journey to last, you're going to have to cater to them emotions at a large rate for it to work. If you hold her accountable for the disrespectful stuff she did in her emotions, she's going to leave you. She will walk away from you because she don't want to hear that shit. She don't want to hear you was wrong for calling me a bitch ass nigga. She don't want to hear you was wrong for putting your fingers all in my face when you was talking. She ain't trying to hear that.
What I'm supposed to do as a man is be like, you know what, babe, I understand.
This is exactly why men and women fight, because you're going to logic and she naturally goes to emotion. What you're saying makes sense, okay?
Of course it does.
Everything that you're saying makes sense logically,
right.
But emotionally, it doesn't make sense. And
that's the hammer to the nail. That's the hammer to the nail. So if she's emotional, I'm not finna get emotional too. Because we're both probably destroy each other, right? We probably both burn the house down. So when she's emotional, I have to be logical for us to have balance. But the problem comes when the disrespect comes. Once you start disrespecting, now if a guy is dealing with a woman and he feels disrespected, he's then going to do one or two things. He's going to walk away and go cool off somewhere and maybe hit a few walls or whatever, or he's going to leave her. And most likely he's going to walk away, and cool off, especially if they're married. We talk about marriage here. Yeah, he's going to cool off because, he's going to have to figure out how to rectify this in himself that, okay, she's just emotional, even though she's disrespectful, right? Because he already tried holding her accountable and she just got worse. So it's a tough order. It's a tall order to try to regulate a woman when she's emotionally upset. It's a tall order. And man, me personally, I don't consider myself an expert in dealing with that.
Even a regulated woman, because it is natural. Why does a dog bark? I don't know. Why does a woman feel the way that she feels? I don't know.
No, we can't just keep using that. Like, Sarah, y'all understand this?
No, she's absolutely right. If she does, the women can't even understand why they get so emotional. They're not professionals. They're not doctors. They know that it happens, and that they know that when it usually happens, it usually puts them in a bad position. This is why a beautiful woman like that is not married. She's had 2 fiancés. She has 2 fiancés and never made it across the threshold. Because she's the type of woman that once her emotions ring, she does not have a filter. And what happens with that is not only are women emotionally, when they're distraught, they're very vulgar and very, uncomfortable. They make everything around uncomfortable, which creates a hostile environment. but they're also grudge holders. Women hold grudges. They won't let the past go. And they will use that to win any argument or any debate when, we're having a, disagreement. And this is a very, I'd say, very chippy area of the relationship, because we are kind of trying to figure this out as men. Like, damn, how do I deal with this? I love this woman. She's I love her. I made the commitment. I'm not backing off my commitment. But how do I rectify, how do I compartmentalize all these transactions? Because all these actions can be like fire, right? Little bitty fires. And so, it's like I said, shout out to the homies who are married to these women, right? Shout out. Shout out to those who are going through the fire right now. Shout out. But I do believe, and anybody, I might be wrong, but I believe it's happy wife, happy life. And I don't think this makes the man weak. Let me be straight. I don't think this makes a man weak because he takes that approach. But a man understands this, he can't match her energy either. Because either one or the other. It's one or the other. Either you're matching her energy when she gets to emotional and gets to yelling and gets to being vulgar, you match that. Or happy wife, happy life. You're going to, okay, baby, yes, dear. All right, you're right. And let her cool off and not bring it back up and keep it pushing, right? Those where you at with women. There is no in the middle. There is no in the middle, right? Either you're one way or the other. So therefore, I shout out to the men who care about their families, who care about their legacy. Because I couldn't do it. I ain't gonna lie to you. I gotta leave. I'll get rid of her. I gotta pack her shit. You got to go. Right? Ain't no way. I can't do it. So shout out to the men who, put it down like that. Because I am not built for that type of thing right there. I got to be, on my, I got to go, man.
Different. She's a feminine coach, and her and Anton have beef. And this squabble go end with somebody leaving. We don't know who. I do. You don't. But we'll find out. They're talking about the Cassie situation, Cassie and P. Diddy. You know how these things been coming out about Cassie that everybody like, whoa, my dear, you've been doing a whole lot lately. Are you a victim? Like those things has been happening with Cassie and P. Diddy. What you about to see is sister code or like women sisterhood. That's what it looks like gonna start happening. Women are start trying to make up every excuse possible to say that Cassie is still a victim. Anton and like two other women on the panel. One name is Kamaya. They ain't gonna go for that. But hold up, just hitting this video, need you to hit the like button, hit subscribe, hit notification bell. In the comment section, give me a thumbs up or a heart. Just let me know that is real. But let's waste no more time. Let's roll the clip. Oh, you know what that was? Oh, that doo-doo, baby.
The craziest thing about all of this is that Cassie's morality is now being plastered, and we understand and we can label her, right? We understand and we can label her as something, right? But she didn't do any of these things alone. So therefore, his character is just as bad as hers.
Yeah, he's a disgusting pig.
So that's why the point of her being there.
That's why he's on trial.
Can I ask you guys a question?
This stuff that she's
What up, Narratives of Dialogue? What up, big homie? How you been, man?
saying is true or not.
Can I ask
He's
you
on
guys,
trial,
can I ask
and
the
she's
ladies
the
a
character
question?
key witness. Her
Can I ask
testimony.
all of you guys a question? Do you
What's up,
guys
girl?
think that all of this is unfurling about Cassie, and I'm finding out some stuff I didn't even know right now. But do you think that when she entered her relationship with Sean Combs at 2021 that she was always this way?
No.
What I'm saying is, and I'm getting to something here. So do you guys believe that maybe she was a little bit naive?
Green?
Yes. So you think so? I mean, so do you?
I don't know if she was naive like that. I will say she really wanted whatever she wanted, so she was willing to do it. I feel like it was he was using and she was using each other relationship. So I would not declare that person as naive. Yeah.
But that's all relationships, all marriages. Damn it. Everybody using every fucking body. And this is why I don't like America. Because we don't want to call it what it is. We don't want to say, oh, my wife is using me and I'm using her. She's using me for my resources and my sexual prowess with her. And I'm using her for arm candy and sex and procreation. This is a business. Marriage is a business. Relationships, at the end of the day, are ran like a business because everybody has a stake. Everybody investing their time. Yes, but in America, they don't want to say that though. Everybody want to say, oh, I love him. Oh, I love her. She's my world. She wears a glass slipper. Nigga, she's using you. You're signing up to be used. When you get married, you're literally signing up to get used. It's a part of the transaction. And I'm not saying I'm shaming brothers for it, but let's keep it real. Why we want to dance around the park? Oh, I'm married. Oh, this is my wife. Oh, this is my girlfriend for 10 years. Oh, we have kids together. I don't care. Everybody's using every fucking body for something. And if we were not receiving what we're trying to use you for, we're moving on. That's why if women don't give up coochie, we're going to leave them. And women, if we don't give up the D and financial, they're going to leave us. Every fucking body's using everybody. Period.
I'm not going to go this, she a victim route. I'm not going to do that.
You guys really think that at 21, 22, even probably have never experienced these things? I mean, like, you guys must really think she must have been since she was like 15. I mean,
no,
like,
I wouldn't say it's not that.
Like, she's just.
That exists. That exists. 15? That exists. Anybody check on her past when she was younger? That exists.
Barely of age. No. Do you think she came in, and Anton, I would love to hear you. Do you think she came into the relationship wanting to do those things and like volunteering herself and saying, yeah. Do you think at like her young age, that's what she wanted?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I feel like
if you watch the video of Me and You, if you watch the video of Me and You, she was already kind of sexual, I think. I don't know what went on in her life before that, but she was the video, the lyrics, and this was way before.
I just don't think that you live enough years to have that kind of experience to even know these things. Like, no.
Well, you're wrong. That was wild what you just said. You think a 20 or 21-year-old can't do the stuff that her and Diddy was doing? I can't believe she said that. A 20 or 21-year-old can actually
21, 18, 15, 12, 8. Motherfuckers know the difference between right and wrong. A woman know what a hoe is at age 8, 5. women are not naive to their sexual value and being a hoe and being a wife. They know all that shit already, naturally. Cassie was down. She desired Diddy because he's what she wanted. Money, sex, and drugs. That's what she wanted. She had a boyfriend when she met him. And this nigga was educated. He was, doing the right thing. He was not, he wasn't having other women. He was faithful to her. And she left his ass because she felt Diddy made her better. And, that's what women do. They will go with the benefits over, being broke. Women do not support broke energy. A woman does not support broke energy. Let's get it real. Why are we acting like, we don't think women are pocket checking? Talk about don't leave with your wallet. You don't think these women are pocket checking? You don't think these women look at the clothes you wear? You don't think the women looking at the car you drive and making assessments? You don't think women don't know every motherfucking designer brand there is to know about designer brand? You don't think they do their research? You don't think they do the research on all the expensive cars, the different various cars versus a Lamborghini versus, right? You don't think women know these things? You don't think they look at these things and say, okay, this is what I'm looking for a man. If he has these particular things, right? This is idea. Are we really delusional to think that women don't look at a man's lifestyle and say, okay, if I'm going to mess with long term or short term? These women out here are savage.
She delete a person. A 20, 21-year-old can kidnap a person. There's so many things that you can do at the age 20 or 21. It sounds like you're trying to shoehorn her into just being a victim. That's what that just sounds like. 2021, you just pretended a 20 to 21-year-old is like a 12-year-old or 10. She just called that grown woman 10. That was wild, Pink. I can't believe you said that. Mrs. Pink over here. Whoa.
That's a part long enough.
That's a part of being naive. You wanting to experience things. I gotta do one mic.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I knew women that was getting trains ran on them in high school.
It's true.
I don't know where y'all been at. I don't know where what's going on.
Trains are different than drugs
I beg your pardon?
and prostitution.
No, it's not. Both of those. Pink, back out now. Back out now. Do not go this route you're going. Trains are different than doing lines of white stuff and hiring people to come in there and do stuff to you. No, it's not. That's not far-fetched at all. That was.
Let me tell you something.
It's not that
crazy out there.
I knew chicks that was getting trains ran on them in high school. I don't know what y'all talking about.
And what were those girls' backgrounds like? If you were to peek into their whole lives, were they like loved and everything was great, and they just are like?
I never listen. Let me tell you something. My homeboys never told me about whether or not they met their parents.
Okay.
That's true, and we still don't. What's Diddy's life like? Well, do anybody actually pay Diddy's life any attention? Well,
it's facts. When niggas is running trains, women are signing up for that shit. High school is a hoe's playground. She picks the guys to run up in her so she can get her experience so that she can get ready for her husband. Hoes flock in every level of life, from elementary to motherfucking 40, 50 years old. What we talking about? Women understand promiscuity. They know what their bodies are capable of. They know what men want. They know what they want. Cassie was no victim. She was with that business. 11 years, decade plus one, she was getting to it.
Why would you even ask that?
Expression of depravity, right?
Everybody is green until they not, Pink.
Yes, but what I'm saying is that, like, Potter. Yeah, so what I'm saying
Everybody
is
is green until they not.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I just don't think that you live enough years to have experience with, having sex with dudes, having tons of parties, all kinds of drugs. Like when I was 20, 21, I stopped playing with Barbies when I was 13.
I'm sorry, but when we was in high school, there was alcohol, drugs, everything was at those parties. What is she talking about? And the women were there, drinking, doing lines with the football players, the basketball players, etc. And when they get to college, it gets worse. Right? Come on now. She's acting like I don't know about these things, more experience of sex. Come on. She knows, but probably when she was in high school, her parents were so strict, she probably couldn't get out the house. She couldn't get out and, so she was kind of sheltered. But we got in high school, a lot of girls, junior high too, are getting ran through. And they're going to the party. The girls are leaving their homes and going to the parties with the football players, the basketball players, baseball players, the doughboys. The women are flocking to those parties in high school so they can get ran through. They're looking to get their freak on. Get your freak on. Get your freak on. Get your freak on. What are we talking about here? What are we talking about here?
So you do the math there. It's like I'm just having a hard time believing that somebody that young could be that sophisticated, and that Diddy was not somehow, as being almost old enough to be her father, have some involvement in the influence of.
You're just trying to say Diddy did this. That's it. You're literally just trying to act.
Industry. You wasn't trying to be in the music industry either. How many times have we heard of these chicks? Come on, Pink. You can't be this naive.
No, I do, but I also have 4 children. So I'm coming at it from like maybe just a mom. Like I'm not just being so quick to be like that, because I also remember when I was 19 and how truly naive I was. Like the things that, people could tell me that I would believe. I had both my parents.
So Anton, if somebody is a bad person,
so it was like,
I have a question. If somebody is a bad person, do they deserve a crime to happen to them? We're talking about Cassie's morals here. So if Cassie,
you're talking about the fact that she was busting it down for a real one. What you talking about?
That's you thinking she's a bad person. That's you thinking she's a. Does that?
That means that
bad things happen to bad people.
What's happening?
Bad things happen to bad people.
That means
all y'all telling me is
that means we all deserve to go to jail.
At the end of the day, all y'all telling me is that y'all are part of the sisterhood. That's what it really.
That's what it sounds like.
Let me address what.
This is an adult.
That what it sound like. I ain't gonna lie. When you said that, Afro, that's exactly what that sound like. What y'all are doing right now in live, in real time, what y'all doing right now is, even though she's the only one that looks like her and like that Danielle lady, those two are not on this train that y'all are on right now.
Accountability thing.
At the end of the day, what you're telling me is that when it comes to the like actually really holding people accountable, we only hold women accountable based off of words. Bad girl, you're bad. Don't do that again. Don't have children out of wedlock. Don't do this. Don't do that. That's how we hold women accountable. When it actually comes to, because see, equal means equal across the board.
And put her
That's
on
what
trial.
that's what feminism has given us. Feminism said that y'all wanted equal. You know what y'all advocate against though? Equal when it comes to consequences. Then
When
this
she
is
has
why
her day in court-
this is why you see women advocate for equal pay, equal rights, but at the same time they'll advocate against updating family court laws. This is why you'll see women commit crimes, but on a regular basis, they'll never be charged in the same way that a man is. They'll never serve the same sentences. They'll never be prosecuted. They'll never ever let their feet touch the ground. We're always going to treat women with kid gloves, especially if they're pretty. Especially,
Andrew, are you saying that
especially if they're pretty, especially if they're pregnant.
Hey man, they wouldn't. I don't think they'd treat Precious like this. Yeah, I said it.
Fact, women, hey, it is what it is. Like, man, women will always get the preferential treatment. And this is why, in my opinion, that when you're dealing with a woman, especially on a long-term basis, it's just no way you got a happy wife, happy life it. It's just no way you can be the boss. How? How can you be the boss? When you just see the federal government just strip Diddy out his home and set him in prison while they lied on him. And these women got on there after benefited all these benefits from Diddy, right? Cassie and another girl, they got pretty rich off him. Now trying to help him give a life sentence. And then but then when it came to found out that Cassie was talking about, she was telling Diddy, I need a freak off. I'm gonna move for a freak off, right? She was digging it. So, in my opinion, when we're talking about dealing with women in their, their femininity and all the things about them, they get a lot of protection, even though they are reckless. They are very reckless. They get a lot of protection. So I don't know what they complain about.
Precious, you did all this stuff. They would say she has something to do with it. I don't know.
Mr. Cole is going to save them. Well, you know what? But why? Well, wait. Did she have a father in her life? Anybody asked Diddy if he had a father in his life?
Period.
I'm not sure what. Okay, can I just ask Anton, like, what do you expect?
Nobody cares about Diddy's upbringing. Nobody gives a. Don't nobody care. If he had been touched when he was younger, that's cool. But nigga, you an adult now. Fix your that's no excuse. But when it's a woman, oh my God.
I know. I'm just wondering, when you say accountability, what do you want? What do you want? What do you want to happen? What?
Can I just address what Pink Pill was saying earlier? Because I love the fact how she was saying when she was 19 and when she was 20. You got to understand, you came up in a completely different generation. You said you're Generation X, right?
Yeah.
Generation Z, right? Millennial, right? I'm a millennial. And I'm pretty sure there's a few other millennials. There may be a few other millennials on here. But the way we were coming out and the way we were brought up is completely different than the way you saw things. So trust me, it is not far-fetched for Cassie to be busting it down for a real one and a not so real one.
You know what I learned? You know what I learned tonight? You know what I learned tonight? All women, all of them are on the table. There is no woman that you cannot get. There is no morality code that she will not abide by, that she will abide by. Every woman has a price. That's what I learned tonight. Because they don't believe They don't believe
Well, he just triggered all of them. Well, yo, I ain't gonna lie to you. They all just kept talking and saying this stuff, and Anton was in the back just gassing himself, just preparing. You know what he did? He threw that baby out with the bathwater. He was like, all of you can be brought. Every one of you. It ain't no holler if it hit the dog or whatever they call it. He literally threw a shoe at every single one of you. Like, hey, boy, don't be doing stuff like that. Hey, all of y'all can be bought. That's all I'm crashing out. And I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm here for it. I'm here for it because what I was hearing, that was ridiculous.
I don't give a fuck about
Sweeping
what y'all saying.
generalization.
I don't care about
you
y'all
have to stop
protesting.
using
I don't
your
care about y'all fake getting upset.
misogynistic views
I
to-
know that every last woman on the face of this earth has a price.
I think
And
every
one of the
man as
reasons
well.
why they have a price is because they want the lifestyle, and it's always going to be a price that's attached to it. They willing to pay it, and they don't believe that they'll ever have to be held accountable for it. One of the reasons why you see some guys,
the deal with right and
one of the
wrong.
reasons why you see men, and they're willing to hold what, you know what? Some men are willing to cross it and just take a chance. Other men is like, you know what? That's just too big of a price to pay. Because we know for a fact that if we get caught, it's over. It's over. There is no coming back. Ain't no plan B. You going to jail, or you going to, or you going to get whatever. You're going to be held accountable. You're going to lose your job. You're going to lose your money. You're going to lose your income. You're going to lose everything.
Like Tank. I want y'all to know right now. In Diddy, like right now, even after this case, if Diddy win, Diddy is from now on no Diddy. Diddy is permanently this thing. He's going to be shamed. Tank, soon as he said that thing at that Angela Yee thing, forever Tank is the guy who slept with a man twice. He said, but he didn't like the taste. That he's right. You're gonna, no matter what, if it gets out, you're done.
Women inherently in the back of their mind, they know that they can recover from it. And so the price is always easier to justify. And you know you can get away with it. It's almost like, look, I'll give you an example. Through all of what she's been through, this bitch got another husband. Half of y'all can't even find a husband, and she got a husband that's willing to sit up there on trial and listen about how she got ran through and how she got her mouth pissed in.
But that's not. I mean,
what women are saying online? You know what women are saying online? In mass. That's a good man, Savannah. Lord, bless that type of love to attack me. Instead of saying, what the fuck is this doing? Getting her mouth pissed in. At some point, she had to say, you know what? I don't like the taste of pee. But that's not
a criminal offense. You're conflating a lot of different things. You're conflating a lot of different things.
Want women to be held to the same standard as men.
Of why she like pee. We're having a conversation about the character witnesses that is coming up to establish whether or not Diddy is the culprit. No accountability whatsoever. I don't believe it. I believe that any woman that I want, I can get her now.
But being kinky is not a crime.
You've given us the understanding to be careful of the type of women that we go after, but at the same time, understand that they all got a price.
Anton, you serve such contradictions, and it's so funny to me.
And this is why I'm against marriage. Every woman got a price. I believe that. Every woman has a price. Every woman can get fucked. I believe any woman can get fucked. So why would you marry someone who is so unstable like this? Like this is very dangerous, man. And I mean, whew. You know, I just kind of want to feel for the men who are married. Probably they're getting the right. She's running that house because the woman has a leverage in a marriage, 100%. So, thank y'all for coming. Hit the like button. like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Thanks, No Chaser. There's the dialogues pulling up. But just, hey, don't get married. Co-parenting is the future. You can have everything damn near a marriage has. Just you're keeping your leverage as a man, and you're able to at least block 75%, of government involvement, which, caters to the women who simps for the women, right? Marriage does not benefit men at all. If you marry, it's like going to prison. Do not marry these women. Co-parent, live in separate homes. There's many ways you can have a relationship without involving the government. See, women are understanding of the rules and structures in place. Once you get that certificate, see, now if you gain any access to, wealth, assets, right? She's going to get that if she walks away from you. Women think about these things, man. They think about what they can take from you if they want to leave you. And they walk away. If they walk away, right, they lose nothing. It's very rare that women lose anything when they walk away from a marriage. They get the kids. If you're a high earner or if you're an average earner, they get a child support. And that's better than nothing. But she does not have to, she would not ever have to pay you any money. She would never have to do, the only thing she have to do is probably let you pick up the kids once a weekend or once every other weekend. That's about as much as she has to give up. She has to honor those rights. She has to do that. But other than that, a woman, think about it. If she's in a marriage and she just gets tired of your ass, and she wants to do new things in life, she wants to turn a new page, she's going to assess the loss versus the gain. And she has nothing to lose, but everything to gain. And it's embedded in her brain. It's embedded in her brain. I have nothing to lose. I don't love him no more. I probably got me a side dude, work husband or whatever, who's been fabulous. And I got him in the cold refrigerator. Can pull him out anytime I get ready. She already been looking for, an apartment or another house. So she figured she already got that together. So when she filed a divorce, the judge, she gonna say, this is going to be my rent. And this is what I'm going to need to raise these children. She's looking at all that. She's planning and plotting on your ass. And you come home from work, she's smiling in your face. Hey, baby, how was your day? And you're like, damn, she ain't talked to me like this in a minute. Oh, right? You roll with it. You think you a dude. You think you that nigga again. And then one day you roll out to bed, the divorce papers is right there. And that is a harsh reality. I believe marriage should be done away with. I think it should be done away with. And the men in this world should agree with me. You should agree with me. Because the way America regulates the marriage is all 100% catered to the woman. At least 99.9%. It caters to her. Ain't no catering. Listen, being married you're signing up for the government to step in and cater to that woman. We just seen in the show how emotionally unregulated a woman could be. She's like when her emotions are running, she's like fire, wildfire. Meaning, gentlemen, this has nothing to do with you, but everything to do with her. So think about it. If you're going to put a ring on it and pay $10,000 to $50,000 or more for a wedding, think about what you're paying for. You're paying for her emotional instability. You're paying for her the way she feels for you, which means if that changes at any moment, you're done away with. Because women, they view dealing with a man, if it's logical, then they don't want to deal with you. Right? Women have to have some sort of, either financial gain to be with you, hypergamy, or an emotional dope, a dope fiend. That means, you've been pretty much catering to her the whole time. And if she marries you, that means you have matched her, emotional intelligence expectation. But here's the problem. Once you sign that contract, she now has the leverage in the marriage. Because if she goes to the court, or even if you go to the court, it don't matter. It doesn't matter. She's getting the kids. 98 to 99%, she's going to get them kids. Unless she's a drug user, a vehement drug user, being out in and out dope houses. It have to be a really extreme situation for her not to get those kids. Or she just doesn't want them, right? She just, she doesn't want the responsibility. And she relinquishes them to you. But in the rest of the most cases, she's getting those kids. And she has access. If you own assets, she has access to that. So, gentlemen, thank you for stopping in. My advice is don't marry. Co-parenting is the future. Find you a way to, because listen, women are giving you everything right after marriage anyway. They don't want marriage that much either. But they want to have sex. You want to have sex? Then we're gonna have sex. That's just gonna keep happening. But don't go for the okie doke. Don't fall for that. Oh, I love her. I want to build with her, baby. So here's this ring. You can say all that. That's cool. That's fine, Danny. You might really dig this chick, but don't fall for the okie doke. Because if you fall for the okie doke, she will have the pistol and it will smoke. Thank you for stopping in. Have a good night. Signing off.